Take birds, for example. Despite symbolizing freedom and hope, thanks to their ability to fly high in the sky, they have no remorse when chowing down on their fellow apes. But why do they do this? It might be surprising to hear about birds eating each other when we're so used to seeing our garden birds eat plants, seeds, and the nectar we leave for them in bird feeders. But in reality, there are 4 different types of natural diets birds have, depending on their species. Birds that only eat plants, like many waterfowl, are considered herbivores, while birds that eat a mixture of plants, animals, and insects, like crows and pigeons, are considered omnivores. Birds that rely mainly on insects alone, like swallows, are considered insectivores, and birds that eat meat, like hawks, eagles, and owls, are labeled as carnivores. Now, these are just the general rules, but sometimes, despite a bird's dietary classification, it can stray from its usual menu. It was peculiar to witness such a thing at first, since a pelican's diet primarily consists of fish. But pelicans are also opportunistic feeders that don't mind a little variety in their diet. I mean, they've even been caught snatching up small dogs, like chihuahuas. Yeah, heartbreaking, I know. So with that information in mind, it's easy to see how a pigeon qualifies as a viable meal for pelicans. And it wasn't just that one incident. Once the evidence was shared, other park goers shared stories of them seeing similar behavior from the pelicans as well. One man shared how he once saw a pelican eat a duck at the park. When it comes to the motive for these murders, the answer is quite simple: survival. Like any animal in the animal kingdom, there's the unspoken rule of eat or be eaten, kill or be killed, and making decisions in their own self-interest for the sake of their survival, as well as the survival of their offspring. For example, let's take a look at the caracaras in the Falkland Islands. They are known to hunt the eggs of the more peaceful seabirds. While the eggs do provide sustenance, nothing beats the real deal: a live seabird baby. This way, they get more bang for their buck in the form of more meat and protein. Caracaras tend to go for the new offspring since they are easier targets. Once they get hold of their unsuspecting victims, they kill and defeather the body to take back to their own offspring in their own nest. Another carnivorous bird, the petrel, has an appetite for young penguins. They're opportunistic scavengers who will go for a meal anywhere they can get it. And for petrels, one of their favorite dinner spots is the penguin breeding colonies. Now let's take a look at another bird that you may very well see in your own backyard: the magpie. At first glance, it's hard to believe that such a beautiful bird can be so murderous. But looks can be deceiving. They love eating meat so much that they don't even mind feasting on the rotting flesh of other animals they find. And you don't even have to be in the wild to witness nature unfold. These incidents can happen in your very own garden at your home. In the bird world, there's a hierarchy. Sometimes, bigger and stronger birds attack smaller ones simply to assert dominance. This tends to happen quite frequently in the presence of food, which seems to be what triggered such a vicious attack in the video. Speaking of not needing to be in the wild to see such wild things take place, there have been several instances of people catching hawks attacking and eating seagulls on video. There always seems to be hawks in our neighborhoods, which doesn't make it unlikely to see an altercation like this. This is mainly because hawks are creatures of habit, and they feel most comfortable staying in the area that they know. While they can migrate and make new nests when necessary, the majority of them tend to stay in their habitat for years. With the expansion of urban areas by humans, hawks have quickly become one of our natural neighbors. When it comes to the attack on seagulls, the reason is likely a balance between the need to eat and the need to reinforce its spot in the bird hierarchy. And we can't really blame them. When it comes to predatory birds like hawks, eagles, owls, and falcons, it's not just all about the need to survive. Hunting and killing other birds is part of their DNA. In fact, they are literally born with the characteristics that are meant for being an effective hunter and killer. For example, they have amazing eyesight, which is especially useful when hunting. They heavily depend on it when scanning the ground for food while flying, and to be able to actually find prey even from far distances. Once they find and lock in on their prey, their strong, taloned feet play a key role in securing their target. Their feet are so strong and precise that they can easily snatch prey in mid-air, off land, and even out of water. What makes them even more lethal are their razor-sharp talons. And as if they weren't deadly enough, predatory birds tend to have curved beaks that are ideal for biting into meat and scooping into their mouth. So, we've talked a lot about birds killing other types of birds, but what about birds killing their own babies? Why on earth would they ever do that? The truth is, there could be a couple of different reasons. One reason is to protect their babies from the threat of predators. Another reason is that there just simply isn't enough food for the mother to feed both herself and her offspring, and the instinct of self-preservation kicks in, driving her to get rid of her babies. I guess maternal instincts aren't that strong with birds, huh? Sometimes, a parent might even make the executive decision to kill one of its own offspring during times of food scarcity so that there is enough food for the other babies to survive. Many times, they will eat the sacrificed baby afterwards, instinctively to not waste resources and to take advantage of a source of food. It may not be their preferred food choice, but birds are willing to do whatever it takes to survive. In rare situations, though, it's not even really about survival. Sibling birds have been caught fighting with each other, just like human siblings, whether out of annoyance or good old-fashioned sibling rivalry. The difference is, though, sometimes these fights turn deadly, and one, or more, sibling ends up dead and eaten because of it. Regardless of the reason, though, it's clear that birds have no problem eating each other. Have you ever heard the saying, it's a dog-eat-dog world? Well, about time we changed that to, it's a bird-eat-bird world. Ha! Get it? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like. And if you aren't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that button now for more videos just like this. See you next time.